So last weekend, as we finished our pickup games on the weekend at our local gym, some trainers came in. They were setting up to work out some players. The players looked like they were probably 7th, 8th grade, maybe going into 9th grade, I don't know. And so the trainers first drill in. Trainer sets up a bunch of cones that the players have to run through, and ultimately they receive a pass and they catch and shoot. And after the first 2 repetitions of one player, the trainer, no, don't, no, was correcting every part of it. And it wasn't clear to me exactly what he was correcting. It was obvious he didn't do whatever the trainer wanted. But there were cones set up. Basically, it appeared to be a shooting drill where he was mimicking a player setting a UCLA screen and then maybe flaring off of a screen away from the ball after setting that flare screen. Catch and shoot kind of drill. And so I don't know what specifically the trainer was upset about. To me, it was just an obstacle course that the players were running through, and then they're doing a catch and shoot shot. And so how do you determine whether or not you're far enough away from a cone, or you're too close to the cone, or I think one of them, he got mad the direction that he turned after he set the screen and so forth. These are just arbitrary decisions that a trainer is telling the coach or the player to make. He's just setting up in his mind something for the player to do. And if the player doesn't understand the situation and can't visualize the way that it would fit in a game or fit within a team offense or how he might use this in a game, it's just an obstacle course for the player. And so the player is just running through as quickly as he can to get to the spot to catch and shoot, because the player is looking at it as a shooting drill. Whereas the coach or the trainer is maybe using it as a specific shooting drill, or to teach a specific, action within an offense or something like that. And so they're not on the same page, essentially, because the player's thinking, well, I need to get through this obstacle course as quickly as possible so I can get my shot up. Whereas the coach is going, no, or the trainer's, I need you to do this correctly, this first step correctly, this second step correctly, this third step correctly, so that you take the shot that I want you to shoot. And I can see both sides. I mean, I understand what the trainer's kind of trying to do, but I just don't understand why we refuse to put defensive players in drills, and why all of our drills are competing against cones. And then when a player can't visualize, the purpose of the drill, then we're upset at the player because they don't understand. As opposed to putting defense and maybe playing, there are 3 or 4 kids, so maybe play 2-on-2, or set up the drill in some way like that, where you can actually see the purpose of setting the screen and using the flare screen or whatever it was supposed to be mimicking. As opposed to just running through an obstacle course. Because when you set out cones like that, to me, it's just an obstacle course. You're just making players run around and before they shoot. There's no real context to the shooting drill. And so too often, I think the coaches can visualize the context because they've created this drill, they see it in their minds, they see how it fits with what they're trying to accomplish as a coach or a trainer. But the players don't see the context. And without that context, the drill is fairly meaningless from that standpoint. It's just a shooting drill, and I'm just going to get to my shot as quick as I can. And so to create that context, you either need to first walk through it with defense and show how this would fit in the offense, or even better, actually put defensive players on the court. There's no training aid that you're going to come up with that's better than actually playing against defensive players. And so the context has to be there, and to get upset at players or criticize players because they can't visualize the same thing that you have in your mind, to me, is a short-sighted approach to coaching. Give them a context, let them see what you see, and then hopefully they can start to visualize from there.